Astral Radiance is finally here, and I have been grinding PTCGO for the last couple of months. I actually grinded so much that the game told me, hey, you're about to hit the cap on the number of coins you can have. You better start spending them in the store soon. So I said, all right, bet. And the following day, I ended up buying over 100 packs with the in-game coins. I have been grinding tournaments as well. So we've got 115 packs to open. I've got a handful of other ones as well, but the focus here is really Astral Radiance, brand new set. Lots of really impactful cards coming out of here, including Palkia V Star. Dialga V Star seems really interesting with the whole being able to take a second turn. Darkrai looks really cool to me, and a whole bunch of cool trainer cards that seem to shake up the meta quite a bit. These last few days, like the set's been out in PTCGO since Tuesday, and people have been playing with the new cards, but I've been holding out this whole time so that I can open all of these with you on stream or in the video right now. And I'm got my fingers crossed. I don't expect to pull like a full set of Palkia V Star or anything like that, but I'm hoping we can get enough pieces to start, either augmenting our existing decks or get close to building something cool. All right, so without further ado, 115 packs of Astral Radiance. Let's go. Are we gonna start first pack magic? Yeah? No? I love seeing the new stamp on everything. Okay, we've got a couple cards we have to talk about here, but first, the double banger. Oh, we got the Radiant Greninja and Player 2 Star. Thank you so much for renewing your sub. 37 months total. Okay, we got some good stuff here. And okay, Regidrago's not bad. Regidrago's not bad as our rare. I have fought the Regi deck a lot since this set came out, and Regidrago is one of the key cards, mostly because it has the ability Dragon's Horde once during your turn. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may draw cards until you have 4 in your hand. You can't use more than one Dragon's Horde ability each turn, and it's great for drawing cards, and it's one of the key linchpins of the Regi deck. And maybe I'm gonna guess that we'll have enough to build the Regi deck once we're done this pack opening. Some other noteworthy cards here. We've got Radiant Greninja, our first Radiant card here, which has it's the new mechanic. You're allowed 1 Radiant card per deck, and because they're really good single price Pokemon. And this one has the ability Concealed Cards. You must discard an energy card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. Kind of like a Chinchino, but you get to also discard energy. And you might think off the top of your head, like, why do you want to discard energy? There are a lot of decks that want to discard energy so they can reattach it back. Metal decks with Metal Saucer, now dark decks with Dark Patch, water decks with Melanie, electric decks with Flaffy. So many decks rely on discarding energy, and Radiant Greninja has that built in. And its Move Knight Shuriken. Shuriken is not bad either. 2 water and a colorless. Discard 2 energy. Do 90 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. This is particularly good in a Palkia deck where you can just instantly charge Radiant Greninja, hit for 2/9. You can snipe 2 bench, like 2 Drizziles, or soften up VMAXs and stuff like that. And thank you, Sweaty Potato, for the follow. Much appreciated. Very good card. Instantly putting this in a couple of decks, like as soon as we're done. Other cards noteworthy here. Grant. This is a great card for fighting decks. During this turn, your fighting Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, damage boost of 30. Great. But also, during your turn, if this Grant is in your discard pile, you may discard 2 cards, except for any Grant, from your hand. And if you do, put this Grant in your hand. So it's pretty much, once you use it the first time, you can keep discarding cards and get Grant back, and then cash it out for another plus 30 damage. And yes, it's a trainer card, so you can't play Professor's Research and Grant at the same time. But if you need that consistent damage boost, you've got an option here, and you only really need 1 in your deck, which is great. And another one here, another fighting boost, Gutsy Pickaxe. Reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a fighting energy card, attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. If it's not a fighting energy card, put it in your hand. So bare minimum, it is an item-based draw card. Get to draw one more card. Best case, if you're playing a fighting deck, get an extra energy attachment to a bench Pokemon, which is great. I really want to get, as part of this new set, I want to figure out a way to make Lucario V-Star work without Arceus, and I have a feeling this Gutsy Pickaxe is going to be part of that answer. All right, next. I'm not going to spend that much time on all of the packs. We've got too many packs to go through in order to cover all of them. Here we go. We've got Cleaver. I mean, it's a holo, and okay, Timbercleave, 2 colorless, flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. Kind of a gimmick. You have to hit 2 heads. Maybe you play this with Glimwood Tangle for a little bit. Sweaty Potato. And Berserker Tackle, 2 fighting energy, does 120. It's not a great card. But an interesting trainer here, Switch Cart. Switch your active basic Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, heal 30 damage from the Pokemon you move to the bench. If you are playing a deck that primarily features basic Pokemon like a Zacian V, Zamazenta, or even to a certain extent something like a Raikou, Raichu, Entei deck where you're primarily fighting with basic Pokemon, this is just a straight up upgrade to that. The trade-off is if you've got stuff that are evolution Pokemon, like if you're playing the Raikou, Raichu deck and Flaffy is stuck in the active, you can't use this card. But if you're playing, if you have one of these and you can heal up, it's not a bad option. Moving on. How you doing today, Sweaty Potato? Ooh, we got some other noteworthy cards here. Registeel by itself is not great, but it's a step closer to building the Regi deck. We've got Jubilife Village, which is once during each player's turn, that player may shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 5 cards. If they do, their turn ends. Interesting way of shaking up your hand if you brick, though you do give the opponent the option to draw up as well. Though it does end their turn, so it's not too bad. This one, in talking with Steph, because I've pulled this card, I've opened a bunch of Astral Radiance cards here as well. This one is, I call this the mess around and find out card. It's very specific. You can only use this card only if you go second and only during your first turn. Search your deck for a basic energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Your turn ends. This feels very limited. It only is good on your first turn if you lose the coin flip, and it's 1 energy attachment, and it's probably not worth it. Probably not. All right, moving on. Okay. Ooh, we've got some new other noteworthy cards here. Let's flip it. Oh God! Oh God! We got a big one. We got one. Yes. Woo! That didn't take too long. We have. Okay, hold. I need to catch my. I need to catch my breath. Okay, I'm good. We have a Rainbow Origin Form Palkia V-Star, probably the most coveted card in this entire set. 280 HP, which makes it on the high end of V-Star Pokemon. It's got the move Subspace Swell for only 2 water energy, does 60 damage, plus this attack does 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon. If you play a Suicune, a Raikou, a Entei, it's the same move, but it does 60 damage base instead of 20. So all of a sudden, you're now doing, if it's a full bench, 100, 200... 200, is it 260? I think it's yeah, it 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon. Yeah, 260 damage max. You put a choice belt on there, it's 290. It's 1-hit KOing stuff. Absolutely crazy. And then it has the V-Star power Subspace or Star Portal, It's an ability during your turn. You may attach up to 3 water energy from your discard pile to a Pokemon, water Pokemon in any way you like. So this is your way of powering up Greninja, your way of powering up Shady Dealings Inteleon when you need to get that 120 damage. It is a way of powering up the new Starmie, which can do crazy damage once you get the 3 energy on there. Fantastic card. I hope... Is it too much to ask if we pull a couple more? It doesn't have to be the rainbow version even. I'm okay if it's not. Okay. We also have Featherball. I think very situational card. You can search your deck for a Pokemon that has no retreat cost, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So if you really need to fish out something like a Mew or a Jolteon, that's probably the only real meta relevant cases of this Featherball. So probably not all that useful. Ooh, what a start. Oh my goodness. Double banger right here. Ooh. Okay, we'll get to that in a sec. And okay. All right. First, let's look at the pretty card. Let's look at the pretty card. We love these trainer gallery cards here. Look at Frostmoth with Melanie looking all pretty. And yeah, game imitates life. I pulled one of these too. I pulled one of these in real life. Of course, it's the Frostmoth from Sword and Shield base set that accelerates water energy, and it's a pretty version of it. I don't really play Frostmoth anymore, though I know I've heard there's a couple of meta relevant decks right now running it, and it's of course, if we have the trainer gallery version, we'll absolutely run it. And Miltank is a really interesting card. 110 HP. And its move route does 10 damage plus 20 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. You can use a double turbo or twin energy to charge that up. But the real kicker here is its ability, Miracle Body, where you prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. This is kind of crazy because there are a lot of meta-relevant decks that cannot hit Miltank at all. And unlike stuff like Altaria or Decidueye, or there's another one that blocks Vs. Unlike those cards, you don't have to evolve into it, and it covers, unlike a Zamazenta or a Glaceon, which only block V max damage. This blocks all Pokemon V max, V stars, all of it, and you don't have to evolve it. You just go bam, you put it in the active, and there are a bunch of decks that will just lose, including most of the stuff I play. So absolutely crazy card. And a Miltank Blissey deck made top 8 at the Full Grip Games tournament. I don't know if it actually won. I don't think it did, but a very interesting card going forward. Let's keep going. Ooh, okay. Double banger here. We've got, another Trainer Gallery card and okay. Heatran VMAX. We love seeing the VMAX, even if it's not necessarily the best. 330 HP on this fire type Pokemon. So it's one of the beefier VMAX cards in the game. Magma Gain. Once during your turn, if you have a stadium in play, you may heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. And its move Max Burst for 2 fire and a colorless, 180 damage, plus your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. Okay damage. You can use something like Magma Basin to charge this up, and healing 50 is kind of interesting. If you build a quad Heatran deck with stuff like Lucky Ice Pops and Hyper Potions and all that, maybe this could work. I don't know. But we also, can we just take a second to look at this Cleaver card? Not necessarily the best playable card, but I love the art on this, and having just played Pokemon Legends Arceus, where this is very much a nod to the games, because this is where you fight Cleaver in as the first boss battle in the game with this trainer on the side. It's great. It's great. Grass Pokemon decks are getting a big buff with Gardenia's Vigor with this trainer card. Draw 2 cards. If you drew any cards this way, attach up to 2 grass energy cards from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. So the thing is, you don't have to draw into Grass Energy. You can already have 2 in hand, play this card, and then guarantee the extra attachments, which is great. But if you don't, you can just roll the dice and hope you draw extra Grass Energy. And now it's also just drawing Grass Energy and attaching it to a bench Pokemon. If you're playing an Arceus Grass deck, you can still attach to Arceus, but Grass decks as a whole will benefit tremendously from a card like Gardenia's Vigor. Anything else worth talking about here? Our first sighting of Sweet Honey. This one is choose one of your Pokemon and then flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, heal 40 damage from that Pokemon. Kind of like a Lucky Ice Pop. It heals a little more. But yeah, I don't know if people are going to play this over Lucky Ice Pop. Moving on. How's everybody doing today? And ooh, okay. Some big ones here. Double banger. We got the Radiant Halucha and... no. All right, we're not talking about you, Mammal Swine, but we do have some good stuff here. Radiant Halucha is a card I'm very curious about. It's a new Radiant Pokemon. You're only allowed one of these in your deck, and Halucha... his ability is as long as this Pokemon is on your bench, your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So just automatic 30 damage boost. I'm very curious to try this in the Ice Rider deck because all of a sudden, Ice Rider plus Choice Belt plus Halucha on the bench is doing 310 damage, and that is enough to knock out a Mew VMAX in one hit. And Mew VMAX is one of Ice Rider's worst matchups, and Radiant Halucha could possibly turn the tide on that and turn the tide in a bunch of other matchups that involve VMAX Pokemon. We've also got Canceling Cologne. This is a card that you can use to counter Miltank, counter Decidueye, Duraludon, even Manaphy, where you play Canceling Cologne, and until the end of your turn, your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities. This is, yeah, for wall Pokemon in particular, this is going to be bad news for them. Great news for us. If you're playing an Urshifu deck and that Manaphy is blocking, all of a sudden you boss up the Manaphy, you throw down the Canceling Cologne, and now you can G-Max Rapid Flow properly and hit your 120 to 2 targets, which is great, but also kind of busted for Urshifu. And Hisuian Heavy Ball. This one I've started seeing in a lot of decks because it's got a really handy attribute. Look at your face down prize cards. You may reveal a basic Pokemon you find there, put it in your hand, and put this Heavy Ball in its place as a face down prize card. If you don't reveal a basic Pokemon, put this card in the discard pile. Then shuffle your face down prize cards. This is great. If you have a basic Pokemon that you just need to get out of there for whatever reason, this is the card that can pretty much guarantee that you can get it out of your prizes. And it's so helpful for setting up or even in the late game, just to get that Pokemon out of rescue it out of your prizes. So good stuff. Moving on. Oh, geez, we've still got 107 packs to go. I'm probably going to have to speed it. I think by the end, I'm just going to be like, I don't care about any of this stuff. I can already see, like, not really anything to talk about here other than, Vespiquen, and only because it's the first time we pulled it. It's got the move Honey Rush, where for 1 Grass Energy, does 60 damage, times reveal any number of Sweet Honey cards in your hand. This attack does 60 damage for each card you reveal in this way. Stage 1 Pokemon, so with 4 honeys in your hand, you can hit for 240 damage, but you are also 1 Marnie away from losing all of your damage output, and then you're dead. So I think this is a meme more than anything. And even post-rotation... Oh, okay. Here we go. What do we got? Mightyena. This is an interesting card. I lost to this yesterday. I was playing Mew VMAX, and I saw them setting this up, and a Morpeko, and Houndoom, and I was like, all right, GG's. Mightyena has a move, Wild Tackle, 160 damage. This Pokemon also does 50 damage to itself. On the surface, not too great. However, the ability Hustle Break or Hustle Bark. If your opponent has any Pokemon VMAX in play, this Pokemon's attacks cost 3 less. all of a sudden you have a move that hits for 160 on a VMAX for free. And if you're against Mew, that is 320 HP, enough to one-hit KO Mew VMAX. And that price trade for is crazy. It's not a perfect card. You still have to evolve into Mightyena, and Mew could potentially boss it up. But I think there are going to be a lot of cases, like if you're playing a Zoroark box deck, or you have multiples of these set up, this is going to do some serious damage. And 160 to a VMAX, even if you're not hitting for weakness, still seems really good to me. So very curious to see what people can come up with on that front. And then Kricketune, if you're playing a grass deck, this is definitely something to consider. Stage 1 Pokemon with the ability Swelling Tune, your grass Pokemon in play, except any Kricketune, get 40 HP more. So yeah, making your grass Pokemon even tankier, which is great. Going on, yeah, like already, like there's not a lot to talk about here, except for, oh, yes, we love an alt art here, and we've got Beedrill V. Man, can we take a second look at this art? This is absolutely gorgeous with the flowers and all the bees swarming around, which I like because it's got the move. It's very fitting for this card because it's got the move Swarming Sting for 2 grass, 1 colorless. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each of your Beedrill V in play. All right, so that is up to 4 Beedrill V. You can hit for up to 200 damage, and yes, you'll lose a Beedrill. You lose 50 damage going forward. You could play some combination of Ordinary Rod and Gardenia's Vigor and other grass accelerants to, like an Eldegoss and the Cherim, to keep your bees energized, Ordinary Rods to keep the Beedrills back in. Very curious to see how this works. I think it's going to be not worth the effort ultimately, but curious to see if anyone can make this work, or maybe we try and make it work. Who knows? All right. Oh, all right. We're going to have to talk about one of these cards and another Cleaver. Okay. How about Dark Patch? Dark Patch. This is a game changer for dark decks. This is a card basically like Metal Saucer, which is like the original Dark Patch. When you play this card, you can attach a basic Darkness Energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. All of a sudden, you can charge up Pokemon very quickly. In the case of something like a Galarian Moltres V, you can turn 1 Donk with Galarian Moltres now thanks to this card. Darkrai in this deck is going to rely heavily on Dark Patch, where it does more damage based on the number of energy on your side of the board, and this is a pivotal card in that. So great to get one of those, hoping to get a playset of these before we finish the stream. Okay, we got that Scyther, another Canceling Cologne, and a Overquill. Nah, this is this ain't it. Let's keep going. New Standler, Oshawott is super cute. Super cute. Another Radiant Greninja that I can't do anything with, and a Regidrago. Let's talk about these super effective glasses. When applying weakness to damage from the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to... Wait, hold on. When applying weakness to damage from the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to, done to your opponent's active Pokemon... Okay, maybe I'm just reading it. My English is terrible. It does triple weakness versus double weakness. And in certain decks, like if you're playing, say, a Wormadam deck where you're trying to pick the right Wormadam to hit for weakness, all of a sudden you can hit for triple weakness, and now you're hitting favorably on even V maxes with this card. It's kind of crazy, and I hope it does even the playing field a bit more for, you know, single prize decks and makes it easier for them to win. I'm very curious to see if people are able to make this work. Now, you have to be hitting for weakness, and I think you kind of have to play with the meta. So I would say something like if you're trying to hit Arceus for weakness, this could be great, or Mew, stuff like that, to really get full value out of it. Okay, we have a ooh, thanks Obama. And another. Okay, can we stop it with the cleaver already? Can we stop, please? Let's just look at this Obama Snow real quick. I don't know who this trainer guy is. Maybe I'm a fake fan because I don't know the names of all the trainers. But this is a cute looking Obama Snow with the toughness boost ability. Gives your single strike Pokemon plus 50 HP. If you're playing something like a Morpeko deck, this is absolutely an asset to have. All right, moving on. Can we get a couple more Palkias? Ooh, we got the Yeezys. We'll talk about those in a sec. The Arcanine and another. How many? We've got almost have a full play set of those. We can stop there. This Teddy Ursa is super cute. Oh, love it. Hanging off the top of the house there. And oh, this Golduck is kind of crazy. So this is something you could possibly play with the Frostmoth. Or even possibly in a, this might be a weird tech in a Palkia deck, but it's move Entangle Dive. This is nuts. So for 2 water and a colorless, discard each player's active Pokemon and attached cards, right? If you've got your, I don't know, something you've been built, like if you are playing the, you put down the Golduck and you're playing against someone using, say, Dialga V, who's got 5 energy on it. You can just pull up Golduck and just be like, nah, get out of here. And you discard the Dialga and all of the energy. Absolutely crazy. In theory, I think this card is super sick. You don't get any points, you just discard it. But discarding a very important card with a bunch of energy on it could absolutely change or break the game. But more importantly, Trekking Shoes. Look at the top card of your deck. You may put that card in your hand. If you don't, discard that card and draw a card. So this it lets you draw 1 and get the card you want, or just draw 2. Or if you draw an energy and you need to discard it so that you can reattach it some other way. There are a lot of decks going forward are going to be running at least a copy of Trekking Shoes just to kind of work through your deck a little quicker. And I am looking forward to playing that in some of our decks going forward. Okay. Oh, okay. We got possibly a double banger here. We got the full art Bronzong and heck yes. Okay. I'm excited. I'm personally very excited for this. Having watched some videos and losing to this deck, I am very excited for Darkrai V-Star. Dark type hitting great against Mew VMAX, 270 HP on the higher end for a V-Star. Dark Pulse for 2 colorless energy. This attack does 30 more damage for each dark energy attached to all of your Pokemon. And you combine this with Galarian Moltres V that accelerates itself, with Galarian the baby Moltres, where you put it on the board and you can attach 2 dark energies already in your hand. You combine this with Dark Patch, and all of a sudden it's not that hard to get a whole bunch of energy on the board. And it's V-Star power, Star Abyss. During your turn, you may put up to 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand, so you can have 4 Dark Patches to reattach energy, and then use Star Abyss to get 2 of those patches back and attach even more energy. Absolutely crazy deck. I look forward to playing this one soon. We also have the Bronzong, very cute card, and it has one of my favorite abilities, Metal Transfer, that just lets you move energy between Pokemon. Definitely something we're gonna use for Dialga decks going forward. And Energy Lotto. I know this card used to exist before I started playing it. I look forward to this card because look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal an energy card you find there and put it into your hand, shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Because this is just energy. you can fish out special energy with Energy Lotto. And I think with so many decks running stuff like double turbo energy, this is a great way of accelerating. And again, I've been trying to think about how to make Lucario V-Star work without Arceus. And I think Energy Lotto is going to be part of that answer as well, because at least in the early game, you're going to want to attack on the second turn, and you're going to need a double turbo to do that. So Energy Lotto, we'll see. Ugh. Okay, we should probably talk about Kamado. Okay, we got another double banger. Another Radiant Greninja and a... Oh, yes! Okay. This is only the V, but we need that too. Origin form, Dialga V, 220 HP, Metal-type Pokemon. It's got the move Metal Coating for 1 colorless. Attach up to 2 Metal Energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And Temporal Rupture for 4 energy, 180. Not a great move. We really need this as a vessel to get into Dialga V-Star, but we are one step closer to building a Dialga V-Star deck. So great pickup there. Kamado, choose a card in your hand and discard the other cards. If you do, draw 4 cards. I mean, it's kind of a way of discarding and drawing new cards, because there are a lot of draw cards where you have to get rid of your cards. Either you're Marnieing them out of your hand or using Professor's Research and you're discarding them. Kamado lets you keep 1, and that might be the card you need on that turn while also refreshing your hand. I don't see... I understand what they're going for here. I don't think most people will play it. All right. Oh, I'm going to be... My vocal cords are going to be destroyed at the end of the stream with all of the talking here. Here we go! I mean, we do need the Regirock for the Regi deck, and Regirock is going to be an important part of that mix going forward, because you will hit Arceus for weakness, but by itself, not really much to talk about there. Let's keep moving. Oh, another thing worth noting here. Free attacks return as part of Astral Radiance. See that grayed out circle means you can do that move for free. And Hisuian Electrode either lets you draw 3 cards or do 50 damage. I don't think it's worth it, but free attacks being back in the game, I'm all for it. Okay, we've got 2 here. We've got... Ooh, we've completed the Radiant set already, and a giant No, this isn't even worth talking about. But we do have Radiant Heatran here, which is probably the worst and the most situational of the 3 Radiant cards so far. However, Raging Blast for 1 fire, 2 colorless does 70 damage times... It does 70 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So if you've got the Magma Basin and you use that and you charge it up 3 times, I know this is a stretch, you will then do 210 damage. And if this gets hit first but doesn't get knocked out, this has 1 hit KO potential. And maybe you pair this up with something like a Gapejaw Bog, and maybe you can make it work. Maybe, I don't know. All right, moving on. We still have 95 packs to go. Oh my goodness. We'll pick up the pace here. We'll pick up the pace. All right, another Vespiquen and Regice. We do need that for the Regi deck. Is there anything with the Lake Trio? I can't remember. There's some sort of benefit to playing all 3, and I don't remember what they do. And by themselves, they've got terrible HP, and the ability is not even that great either. Let's move on. Energy Lotto, 2 more. We got our boy Gallade and Regieleki. This is, if you are playing the Regi deck, this is I have seen this card used. This does 120 snipe for 3 energy. Will hit Palkia for weakness as well. No, it won't. I've seen people attack with this one a bunch in the Reggie deck. And then let's see, what does Gallade do? I have not paid attention to know what Gallade does. Okay, so it's got the ability Buddy Catch. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Not so great. And Swirling Slice for 1 Psychic, 2 colorless. Move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. I generally don't like these moves at all. I don't think this Gallade's good. No. Moving on. There is a Gallade V coming up later this year, which actually looks pretty interesting. Ooh, okay. We got something very interesting to talk about here. And it's not the Braviary. It's definitely not the Braviary. We have a new Stadium Temple of Sinnoh. All special energy attached to Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, provide colorless energy and have no other effects. If you are playing a basic energy deck and you're up against something like an Arceus, a Mew, tons of a single strike deck, tons of decks run special energy, and this completely shuts off the special abilities. And I have found myself in a number of jams because this card is here. Yes, you can counter with another Stadium, but if this holds out for a turn or two, you might win the game. And there are certain decks that just lose once this card comes out. So absolutely crazy card. Looking forward to experimenting with that. Goes nicely with the Palkia deck. Okay, and all right. I mean, we've pulled this card already. Hisuian Arcanine. There is a really good single prize Arcanine coming out later this year as part of the Lost Origin set. This one not so great. I mean, it can potentially hit up to 160 damage and burn, but probably not worth it. Also, I pulled this card in real life and I was like, wait a minute, they made a Barboach card cute. I've never thought about Barboach in that way, and seeing here, this is a really nice card. All right, moving on. Still many packs to open. 91. Jeez. We've pulled some bangers so far. We did get the Rainbow Palkia. We did get the Dialga V. Typhlosion. Oh, I left it upstairs. I have the promo version of this card. And another Arcanine. Okay. No, we don't have to talk about. I mean, sure. Spicy Seasoned Curry is your active Pokemon is now burned, but you heal 40 damage. So it's you heal 40 damage, and at the end of your turn, you do the check to see if you're burned or not. And if you flip tails, then you don't stay burned, and you lose minimal health. So I see what they did there. Oh, there was a Gape Job. Okay, we'll talk about that stadium later, because there was a really important stadium we just pulled. And another Regieleki. Ugh. Moving on. I've grown up. We've already pulled 1 billion Oshawott. Yeah, 7 of those and the reverse holo. And I mean, Rapidash looks really nice. What does this do? 100 HP, stage 1, not good. Ring of Fire, your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. During your opponent's next turn, Pokemon can't retreat. No, this is not good. That's a terrible card. Okay. We have another Regice and a Ursaluna, which, okay, 180 HP. That's all right. That's good for a stage 2, though it is a stage 2. For 1 colorless, Pete Hunt, put up to 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand. That maybe has some utility there. And Bulky Bump for 200 damage, and you have to discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. If you've got an energy and a colorless, and you can get this going in 2 turns, and you hit for 180, that maybe, but I don't see it. I don't see that. And you're not hitting anything for weakness. I just don't see it. Cool that Ursaluna's in the game now. Definitely one of the more notable Pokemon from Pokemon Legends Arceus. Anyone here played Legends Arceus? I enjoyed that game a lot. It's not perfect, and it does have holes, but I love where they're going with it, and I hope that Pokemon continues to make more games in that style. The only thing really out of this set here to talk about, Togepi, one, amazingly cute card, but two, it's got the ability Touch of Happiness. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may heal 10 damage from your active Pokemon. And this scales upwards, so the Togetic and Togekiss heal even more damage. So there's a world where you're playing some sort of bulky Pokemon, and then you're healing it constantly with Togepi and maybe with Heatran, that combo would work. Huh. Okay, maybe something to keep in mind when we deck build. All right, we got a... What does this do? No, this is not... This is not worth talking about. Moving on. Would love to see another Legends Arceus game. I don't know if we go back to it on stream. I just feel like it's too long. Leafeon, did I have that card in real? It's in one of these packs. No, not worth talking about. Let's keep going. Yeah, Legends Arceus is, yeah, for the way that I stream games, only twice a week, and one of those spots is... Okay, what does this do? Basculegion for 1 water energy. Stage 1, 120 HP to retreat. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon during their last turn, this attack does 90 more damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. So, yeah, kind of a revenge attack for 120. No. No. Ugh. Do you think they make another game in that style? I think it's a lock, right? That game sold so well, and it's so much fun, and it reviewed really well. And what does this Absol do? For 1 Darkest Energy, Swirling Disaster, this attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Just to get it on the board, there are certain decks like a Samurott that benefit from having damage on Pokemon. And yeah, Clawrend, if your opponent's active Pokemon already has damage counters on it, this attack does 70 more damage. So 120 if they've already got damage on. Not bad. Not bad. This may be a situational tech card to start things off in something like a Samurott that relies on damage already being in place. Ooh, we've got it. Hold up. Wait. Okay. We'll come back to you, Melanie. Oh, yeah, definitely going to Melanie. We've got the Trainer Gallery Melanie. What a bay. Like, such a huge card in the game for the past year, is going to be a big card going forward. When you play Melanie, you attach a water energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon V and draw 3 cards. Of course, BFF with Ice Rider. You can play this with the Arceus Gyarados. You can play this with there are even decks that aren't water decks that use Melanie as well, just to get that extra hit. And it's such a good card. And we've got just the gorgeous full art version. So love that. Love that for me. And we also have Silene. And this one is another interesting recovery card. Flip 2 coins. Put a number of cards up to the number of heads you discard from your discard pile to the top of your deck in any order. I've seen this used in Mew VMAX, where you lose the Fusion Strike energy because your Meloetta got knocked out. You can use this to get that back. There's no restrictions on this, so you can get any 2 cards back, which can be huge. It might be a bit slow for some decks, but there will be situations where this card is very helpful. And I think this card's been getting play in Japan, so we'll have to experiment and see where it fits for us. Okay. Got the Ursa Ring and another. Can we stop pulling these Regidrago? I have a full set now. We don't need any more. We just don't. Okay. So far, the big hitters, we've got a Rainbow Palkia V, V-Star, and a Dialga V And no. It's been we've been getting like a decent number of like good trainer cards, but I kind of want to see some more bangers. The trainer gallery cards have been all right to us. And double Braviary. Come on, man. Come on. No. This isn't it. This isn't it. Really hoping for a couple more Palkias. What does... Okay. All right. What does this do? Rampardos, stage 2, 170 HP. Not good for a stage 2. Jurassic Hammer, 240 damage. And if your opponent has 3 or fewer cards in their hand, this attack does nothing. That feels incredibly situational. Incredibly interesting. It's only 2 energy for 240. That's kind of nuts. But it is a stage 2, and they have to have more than three or more cards. Or yeah, more than 3 cards. I don't know. Chat, do you think this is a good card or it has potential? I could see someone making this work, but I'm not holding my breath for that. No, not at all. Okay. All right. And we also got... Oh, no. We can skip that. There ain't nothing to talk about on that one. Okay, we do got the Gapechop We'll talk about that here. We also have Regirock and hey, we got the Palkia V. Okay. We got a 1-1. That's a great start. Palkia V, you're probably not using this by itself too much, but for one energy, turn 1, going second, you can use Rule the Region, which lets you search your deck for a stadium card, reveal it, put into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Or Hydro Break for 2 water and a colorless, does 200 damage, and next turn this Pokemon can attack. Probably not gonna use, like in a jam where maybe you end up using Palkia V and you use the V-Star that's about to die to power this up. Maybe you end up using it, but really Palkia V is a vessel for Palkia V-Star. We're gonna need 3 more of these, so I'm not too mad. And Gapechop Bog, this one, whenever either player puts a basic Pokemon from their hand onto their bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. This seems counterintuitive at face value because everybody takes damage. Your opponent takes damage, but you also take damage. However, there are a number of cards in this game that either require your opponent to have damage on them or your cards to have damage on them, and Gapechop Bog is a great way of putting damage on your own Pokemon when you need it. So a couple of decks are definitely going to be running this. I think Machamp in particular is one off the top of my head. Something like a Jolteon, Samurott is also going to want to play that as well. Okay, another dark patch, and no. No, moving on. Okay. Oh, we do get a Curlia. It's very cute. And, there, speaking of the devil, we got, oh, no, we don't have, Ralts, get out of here. We've got Machamp VMAX, one of the last VMAXs coming out as part of the Sword and Shield era, 330 HP, fighting type Pokemon. It's got the move G-Max Chi Strike, which does 240 damage for 2 fighting and a colorless, and during your next turn, you can't use it. Huge damage on that move. You throw a Choice Belt on there, it's 270. You throw Halucha in there, it's 300 damage. Can hit for pretty big damage, but the big move here is Revenge Buster for 1 fighting, 1 colorless, does 80 damage, and if your bench Pokemon has any damage counters on them, this attack does 140 more damage. All of a sudden, we're talking about hitting for 220 damage for only 2 energy. This is incredibly efficient for Machamp to have. So pair that with Gapechop Bog, and this could be... This is one of the cards I'm very interested in experimenting with. All right, good stuff. The champ is here. Another Halucha and a, okay, Hisuian Decidueye V. Realizing if you haven't played Legends Arceus yet, these cards are all spoilers. Decidueye has the move for 1 fighting energy, Mountain Hunt. Search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. I don't like these moves in the sense that you put an energy on it, you get the cards you want, and then that active Pokemon gets smashed. So not the best. And what does this move do? Close quarter shooting, 1 fighting, 2 colorless, 100 damage, and this attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's a shred move. 100, you use a double turbo, hits for 80 shred. Not great. Probably better with the V-Star. Hoping we can pull at least a little bit of everything here. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Wait. Oh. And okay, forget you, Rapid. First off, can we just like give a round of applause for this Phalanx? Of the trainer gallery cards, this one's one of my favorites. Just B, or is it B Bay? With all of the Phalanx, and they're all just walking doing the groceries. She's got a bag. The Phalanx are all carrying groceries and bags and baskets and boxes. Such an amazing card. I love the art, and I love when they show Pokemon outside of just combat and just like a slice of life sort of thing, what they're doing when they're not battling, and this is one of my favorites. We've also got a Togetic following up on the Togepi. When you evolve from Togepi to Togetic, you now heal 30 damage from your active Pokemon, which scales up. You see where this is going? And then Roxanne. Oh my goodness. Quite possibly the most impactful card in this entire set. You can only use this card if your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck, then you draw 6 cards and your opponent draws 2. This is an amazing card to play when you're behind, or it says when they have 3, right? If you've got only 1 prize remaining and they have 3, you could still play this. You're ahead and you play the Roxanne just to kind of choke them out at the end there with only 2 cards. I've been hit with this already. It sucks. It sucks really bad, but playing it, I can't wait to use this in pretty much all of my decks going forward. Looking to get I mean, you only really need 1 of those in your deck, maybe 2. Okay, I was gonna say I'm hoping for, hey, we've got the Lucario V. This is the same one from, oh, I don't have my Lucario cards out. This is, in terms of abilities, the same as the one that came out in the V-Star set, where you've got the Crushing Punch, the Discards Energy, and Cyclone Kick for 120. By itself, not a great V. You're mostly using this as a vessel to get to Lucario V-Star. I would recommend that while... I mean, Crushing Punch is not bad, especially turn 1 going second against an Arceus. When they put that double turbo on, you can just knock it right off and hit for 60 damage. You probably want the other one from Champion's Path, and I still don't have that because I don't feel like trading packs away for a card that's going to rotate out in a couple of months. All right. We do get another Regidrago and Luxray V. This one is interesting in that you've got a little bit of control here. For 2 colorless, Fang Snipe, you do 30 damage, and you can discard a trainer card from your opponent's hand. Or Radiant Pulse for 2 electric and 1 colorless does 120 damage. You discard 2 energy, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. I don't know if this card is going to be any good. I don't like the fact that it's only 120. Guaranteed Paralysis is pretty interesting. What I do like, though, is... Oh, do I have it? I think I left it upstairs. Darn it. Oh, no, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I pulled this butte the other day. I got the full art version of this card. So, again, art imitating life. I don't know if it's a playable card or not. I am in the process of building an electric deck IRL, and I'm probably not going to put the full art in there, but Luxray could be an interesting tech. We could do much worse than Luxray, I will say. Like this Decidueye. Piercing Claw, 30. Colorless, though. Or, I mean, it's free. So, 30 damage times... This attack does 30 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. This could be a very interesting finishing move for 0 damage, but it is a stage 2, so that's kind of a pain. And its move Direct Arrow does 80 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, so this is probably, yeah, 80 snipe. I don't think it's worth it for a stage 2, but maybe that free attack could be cool. I don't know. Ooh. Okay, Hippowdon, and okay! Hisuian Lilligant V. So, 200 HP, it's kind of low for a V. To retreat, grass Pokemon. For free, you can use Dance Gracefully, draw cards until you have 6 in hand. That's pretty nice. And Leaf Step, two grass and a colorless, 130. Not so great. I have lost the Lilligant V-Star as a deck, though, and if we're going to build it, we're going to need this card. So, good pull, good pull. All right, we've got another Arcanine, and oh, this was a trash pack. Let's just keep going. Okay, can I just stop for a quick sec? This Swinub is absolutely adorable. Just living his best life, just skipping down the Jubilife Village. Okay, this is our first Diancie, and it has the ability Princess's Curtain. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, whenever your opponent plays a supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to your bench basic Pokemon. In particular, this stops boss's orders. And there are certain cards. For example, if you pair this with Dialga V-Star, they can't knock out your Dialga V-Star early. They can possibly knock out Diancie, but this is a way to stall for time and get whatever you need ready to go. And yeah, because Diancie is not that hard to knock out, but they do lose a turn knocking out Diancie because they can't snipe any other targets on your bench. Yeah. Curious. Interesting card. We'll see if it gets any play going forward. It does have potential, its uses, potentially. We do get a Glaceon, which is very cute, but not very good. And hey, we got another Palkia V. Thank goodness, because the V and the V-Star are incredibly expensive to trade for right now. So the more of these we can get for free, the better. And we've got a 2-1 now of Palkia V. I'm really hoping we can just finish off that set without having to trade. I do have a bunch of packs ready to trade when that time comes, but I really don't want to. Oh, snap! Oh, snap! Hisuian Typhlosion V-Star, 260 HP, and it's got the move Hollow Flame for 2 Psychic and a Colorless, 180 damage. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's bench Pokemon in any way you like. So a little bit of bench sniping there. 3's not a lot, but the move Shimmering Star, V-Star power, for 1 Psychic Energy, if your opponent's active Pokemon has exactly 4 damage counters on it, that Pokemon is knocked out. So you might think like, oh, but you have to get exactly 4 damage counters on there. You can do that with Zigzagoon pings. You can do that with Hollow Flame and a Zigzagoon. You can do that with 2 Quick Shooting Inteleons. There's potentially a lot. You can do this with Gapejaw Bog and an Intel. There's potentially a lot of ways to get to exactly 40 damage on an opponent. And if you're able to just instantly knock out a VMAX for 3 prizes, that really could change the game. I saw Little Dark Fury put out a video focusing on Hisuian Typhlosion, and I think this is definitely a card worth exploring. I don't necessarily think it's going to be as good as something like a Palkia V or as interesting as a Dialga V, but something worth trying out. It might be a little underrated at the moment. We got some more Yeezys there, which is fantastic as well. Okay, we got a new trainer and a Thievul. I mean, this is not the worst Thievul. All right, so it's got the ability Baffling. If your opponent has 2 or fewer prize cards remaining, whenever an opponent plays a supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to your bench Pokemon V. This is something you could play in an Eternatus deck. They've got 2 prizes. You've got your Eternatus in the active, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna snipe this Crobat and win the game, or like boss up this Crobat, win the game. No, can't do it. You've got the Thievul out. They cannot boss up anything in the late stages of the game. So definitely an interesting tech if you are playing a Eternatus deck, and there are going to be other decks, not even dark type decks, that this card may come in handy. We also have Zizu. Draw cards until you have 1 more card in your hand than your opponent. So freshen up your hand. If they've got a ton of cards, you can draw even more than them. Very situational. If you're going to play this at all, and I don't think most people will, you'll maybe want 1 of these in your hand just to get a whole whack of cards when your opponent has a ton of cards as well. All right. There's still a bunch. Gowlee, welcome back. How you doing, homie? Oh, yes. Trainer Gallery, and I mean, Lilligant. What does the baby Lilligant here do? Cute card. Twister Luck does 20 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so up to 100. And then leaves. No, this is not a good card. This is not a good card. We haven't actually played any matches. We've spent this whole time opening packs, and we're probably going to spend most of the stream opening packs. Because the new latest set of Pokemon cards is out. I've got over 100 packs to open, and I'm going through talking about some of the new cards and how they potentially shift the meta, and admiring the awesome art, like this Galarian Obstagoon just rocking out with Piers. And this is the one that has the ability to just prevent all damage done by basic Pokemon while also hitting for 90. And yeah, this one's not bad. Not bad. Okay, we've got 61 packs to go. I am feeling incredibly winded from all the talking, but I also don't like watching pack videos where they don't talk or explain anything that's happening. I know there's nothing worth covering here. They don't talk about the cards and what's good, and it's just like, well, did I pull a big card or no? Oh, the worst ones. Okay, hold on. Leafeon, and it's a new Shaman, but this is no, this is not good. I know people have opened hundreds or thousands of packs at a time, and they're so desensitized by it that they pull like a really good card and they just kind of keep going. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to get hype when we pull something good. And I do want to take the time to talk about. Okay, and okay, that card's crap. Galarian Moltres V, one of the best cards in the game. And we've got, of course, it's got Dire Flame Wings, charges itself up. Aura Burn does 190. This is an absolute killer of a card, particularly in Mew decks, but even without, or not in Mew decks to murder Mew. But it's just such an efficient attacker because it charges itself up. You can hit for 190 out of nowhere, and that's good damage on pretty much anything. And I've been fortunate enough, I pulled a bunch of these, and yeah, I'm glad, because I have a gold one of these as well, and that's awesome. All right, moving on. That's a great pickup. I already have Moltres, but you can't complain. Yes, we got the Darkrai V. We've now got the 1/1 Darkrai line, which is fantastic. I don't think there's much to report on the V specifically. Wind of Darkness, 2 energy 50, no. Dark Void, 130, and your opponent's now asleep. Not great, but for getting to Darkrai V-Star, fantastic. We're going to need 3 more of those. 3 more of those. Can we do it before the end of the stream? Though if we had to get between Darkrai and Palkia, I would prefer Palkia. Do we have enough Wheezies for a full set? Yes, we do. And... oh, no. We don't like that. We don't like that. All right, how about... and... okay, Regidrago, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We have way too many of you already. Ugh. Okay, how about Another Frostmoth, very gorgeous card, and a full art Zizu. Sure. If I'm gonna put one of these in my deck, it's gonna be this version of it. Why not? Why not? I mean, you can only get so upset at a full art trainer. We got another Roxanne. That's a nice get. Another Radiant Greninja. We have too many of these already. And a Leafeon. No. We did get another Gutsy Pickaxe, and we're going to need 4 of those for all our future fighting decks going forward. We do get another Galarian Moltres. Oh, man. Love that. And Miss Magius. What does this do? Your opponent reveals their hand. If they have 4 or more cards in their hand, choose all but 3, and your opponent shuffles their sure, I guess. Not necessarily no. Yeah, but I can run like an all blinged out, because most decks have like 1 Moltres, maybe 2, and I could just run 2 of these or 2 in the gold. Oof, loving that. Okay, we also got how many of these? Yeah, so we have 6 Regidragos and another. Ooh, this was not a good pack. Not a good pack. Let's keep going. Anyone here played Pokemon trading card game live recently? We do have a Keldeo. I have pulled this in real life. This is a cute card. Not very good. Not very good. They've updated the game. It's got all the Astral Radiance cards in there too, and the Battle Pass has Samurott and Charizard as the decks. And I'm basically playing it just to get the rewards, because once we merge the accounts, then you'll get the cards from both. And I do like having an extra Mew VMAX and whatnot, and building the Samurott deck for free. Oh, we have an Orin Guru V. What does Orin Guru V do? The ability Backorder. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon tool cards, reveal them, and put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. I mean, tool retrieval can be nice, but this feels very situational. And then, like, now you have to then move Orin Guru out of the spot. You can't really attack with Orin Guru. What does it even do? Psychic 30+. This attack does 50 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So if we're talking about like Arceus here, 150, 180, that's okay, but this isn't good enough of an attacker, and I don't think that ability is good enough either. At most, you're running 1 Orin Guru in your deck. Definitely not as useful as the basic Orin Guru. Oh, okay. Hisuian Sneasler V, new Pokemon from Pokemon Legends Arceus. I find it kind of creepy and weird look. It's a little too humanoid in its proportions for me, especially when you play Legends Arceus and it's just like, it's like a really lanky dude in a cat suit. That's what it looks like to me. Poison Claws for free. Your opponent's active Pokemon's now poison. Oh, okay, fine. And then Dire Claw, Darkness and Colorless. This attack does 80 damage for each special condition affecting your opponent's active Pokemon. 80, 60 to 40. I mean, potentially there's a world where you do 300 damage if you combine it with like the Butterfree and a Choice Belt and a Halucha on a VMAX, but like I don't see this being any good. I mean, I'll take it as a V, like sure, round out the collection, but I don't find it to be a particularly useful card. Oh my goodness. I think we're gonna have enough Regis to build the Regi deck after this, and maybe that's what we play first. I have no idea what the deck list looks like for Regi, but maybe the next stream will do that. Thievul, okay, no, not really a lot to talk about here. Steph is not. We've pulled this card a couple of times. Steph not really a fan of this one. I don't really know what's going on here. And yeah, Galilee, I'm sorry I'm getting to your message just now. You haven't played a trading card game ever. They're a lot of fun, but they are quite the rabbit hole. Another Lucario V. All right. They are quite the rabbit hole to sink down in terms of how much money you're putting into the cards or how much time you're putting into grinding them. But there are some great trading card games, and they're a lot of fun. And just video game card games are killing it right now. I think one I would highly recommend you can grab on Steam called Slay the Spire, roguelike RPG deck building card game. One of the best games ever made. We got the Togekiss and another Darkrai V. Yes. Fantastic. Making some great progress on these V-Star decks. Togekiss, Stage 2. When you evolve from Togetic to Togekiss, you heal 90 damage. This is, yeah, I think there's a world in which you're able to chain, kind of like you're doing with Shady Dealings and the Inteleons, where you just keep healing, and then you use a Scoop Up Net, and then you heal some more, and just make something super tanky. So, very interesting combo there. Don't worry, you're not running anywhere. Yeah, there's definitely some great card game options that aren't necessarily trading card games if you are interested at all in trying them out. Ooh, no. Let's skip that. We have 42 packs left. I think we're making decent progress on a Darkrai deck and a Palkia deck. I'm hoping we can get a couple more. We do get the full art Silene, so when we do put this in our decks, we'll be using this one, of course. You gotta flex on them anytime you've got card bling. I am personally, I know there are some people who are very against the flashy cards, and I know rainbows as a whole are valued less than the full arts and stuff. I love the bling. Okay, and this is a really bad stretch of packs here. Why are rainbows valued less? People just don't like the look of the rainbow. I personally love the rainbow cards. Okay, here we go. New, and oh, we got some gold Yeezys right here. So yeah, talking about blinging out our decks, we're absolutely putting the gold trekking shoes into all of our decks going forward. And to your point, Gowly, about rainbow cards, people like they like just the art as is versus the rainbow pattern. But I love the rainbow cards IRL. The rainbow's fine, but I love the sparkle on them, and I don't have the right camera for this right now. Like, I've got a rainbow Irida, and what I love, the rainbow's fine. It's the fact that the card also has sparkles throughout the whole thing, and it's textured. And yeah, the sparkle plus the texture, super nice. And I don't necessarily think it comes across as strongly in the trading card game, where, yeah, the rainbow versions actually trade for a little less because they're still functionally the same card. And some people will bite the bullet and just take a rainbow one to save on packs. But in real life, even though the rainbow versions of those cards are rarer, they sell for less because people just like the look of the art as is. Oof, bad pack. Okay, a Knocked Owl, our first reverse holo of that, and a Registeel. You don't get people? Yeah. There's a lot about the human race I don't understand. You would deck out your set with rainbows only? Yeah, it'd be quite the flex. We got another Phalanx, and oh, these Regis. Yeah, we're absolutely going to be in a position where we can build the Regi deck going forward. We're going to have to look up a deck list to make that happen. But I don't know if today's the day for the Regi deck. Oh, we got a full art Weirdeer V Frontier Road. Once during a turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active spot, you may move any amount of energy from your other Pokemon to it. And it's got the move Psy Shield Bash, which for 40 damage times for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So if you've got a high energy board or a high energy deck, you pull this out at the end of the game. Unscaled damage, 40, 80, 120. If you could just like load this up at the end of the game and one hit KO of VMAX, this is something kind of like a Raichu, sort of, if you've got all the energy already on the board. A little more situational. Maybe someone will figure something out with it. Okay, we got a reverse Hollow Temple of Sinnoh and an Arcanine. Ugh. How many dark patches do we have now? I think we have almost a full playset of those, which is good. I haven't pulled the Magnezone yet. I really want that card. We'll need that for our... Oof. We'll need that for our Dialga deck. We have not pulled... We've only pulled one Dialga V, which is kind of disappointing. But maybe we'll pick up the pace here towards the end. Do get an Overquill and a Cleaver. Oh. The pulls have been okay. I think the fact that we got a 2-1 Palkia and a 2-1 Darkrai is great. I think as a whole, this us opening these packs has been a little underwhelming. We will have a bunch of we're gonna have the Reggie deck pretty much ready to go. We do get a Galarian Mr. Rhyme V Fusion Strike Pokemon. And for 1 water energy, search your deck for up to 3 item cards, reveal them, and put them in your hand, and shuffle your deck. And then we also get Customized Cane for 2 water and a colorless, does 90 damage. Plus, if this Pokemon has a tool attached to it, it does 90 more damage. 180, you can use it with Choice Belt, hit for 210 damage. You pair this up with Genesect and draw a whole bunch of cards. Maybe you can also use Fusion Strike energy with this to accelerate it faster. I don't see why you would play Galarian Mr. Mime over Mew, though. Unless you're just playing it for the memes. Okay. And a Gallade. Yeah, we've gotten that one already. Okay, and after this, I'm going to take a quick breather, and then I've got story time for you from some stuff that happened on Friday. We have almost a full playset of this Gallade for whatever it's worth. Some stuff that happened on Friday. It was quite the day. Okay. We do get another Trainer Gallery Bronzong. That's nice. And a Vespiquen. No. Like, if we can get one more Palkia V, that would be my big request. Or V-Star. I guess a Palkia V is fine too. But V-Star would be amazing. Then I don't have to trade 1 billion packs for it. Here we go. We got an Absol and another Mamoswine. Oh, it hurts. Well, how many? We pulled a full playset of this Mamoswine that we're never going to play that card. Ever. We do get another Dark Patch. I think that completes our playset. And a Togekiss. Okay. Sure. All right, we get another Decidueye and a Mamoswine again. Why? How could this happen to me? Okay, we're getting down to it. Some of our last packs here. And our banger pulls have definitely slowed down. I'm really hoping we can get some better stuff here to close this out. Oh snap! We got a full art Gardenia's Vigor when we play our grass decks. Absolutely, it's gonna be the full art version of this. Okay. We also get another Phalanx. This is 3 of them. We can almost run a full Phalanx line of just that card. And a Rainbow Gardenia's Vigor back to back. And here you can see it side to side. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the rainbow one? Do you prefer the regular one? And yeah, I think most people would say the regular, but I like the rainbows. In real life in particular, I think they pop really... The sparkle just takes it to another level. IMO. Oof. Less said about that pack, the better. Another Dark Patch And another Togekiss. We do need 4 of those. I think we just need 1 more, and we're good on that set. Okay, Quillfish, and hey, it's about time. Welcome to the party, Hisuian Samurott. 270 HP, Dark-type Pokemon. It's got the move Merciless Blade for only 2 Dark Energy. Does 110 damage, plus if your opponent's active Pokemon already has damage counters on it, this attack does 110 more damage. Again, there's a lot of ways to get damage on your opponent's Pokemon in advance. You're talking about Inteleon, we're talking about Galarian Zigzagoon, Gapejaw Bog, so many ways to hit for 220 damage. And if they already got damage on there, like you, and speaking of which, its V-Star power, Mooncleave Star, is during your turn, you may put 4 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Turn 1 going second, you've got that Pokemon V in the active. All of a sudden, you throw down 4 damage counters, you hit for 220, and then that's it. You knock out any Pokemon V. No prob. You can also throw a Choice Belt on there, and then you're doing 250 damage. And 250 damage. Very good. Very good card. Glad to have it. I kind of wish we had pulled that a little earlier, but here we are. Definitely on the list of decks we will be trying to build going forward to make this work. All right. And a Hisuian Decidueye. We pulled this one. We have 2 of these. I don't think based on what we've seen of the Hisuian Decidueye V, I don't necessarily think it's that good. We finally got a Regigigas. This is the linchpin of the Regi deck, where it's got the ability of Ancient Wisdom once during your turn. If you have Regirock, Regice, Registeel, Regilucky, and Regidrago in play, you may attach up to 3 energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. And it's any of them. So you can pick the one that's going to hit for weakness. You can put it on Regigigas. And if you do put it on Regigigas, for 5 energy, does 150 damage. Plus, if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon V Max, this attack does 150 more damage. Right? You pair this with powerful energy, anything that hits for bonus damage. There is the potential to one-hit KO a V Max with a basic Pokemon here, which is absolutely insane. Though I have found that it's a lot of Regi, yes. When you are playing the Regi deck, like playing against the Regi deck, knock out the Regigigas and it pretty much kills the entire deck. Because then they can't accelerate from there. Almost down to our final 10 packs. And we do get a Heatran V, which goes nicely with our Heatran V Max. I don't think this is going to do much, though. Let's see. 220 HP. Heat Burn, 30 damage, plus your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. No. And Magma Fall, 2 fire and a colorless, 90 damage, plus if you have a stadium in play, this attack does 90 more damage. 180, not bad. Not bad. We do need that if we're ever going to build a Heatran deck. So it's not the worst pull. We've definitely pulled worse than that. And we do get, such as this Braviary. We don't need any more of those. Getting down to our last 10 packs. Kind of hoping, can we get one more Palkia V-Star? Just one. That would save me, most of the other stuff I can pull, work trades for. But no, not the double rapid. We already have so many of these, and we just got 2 in the same pack. We have 3 and 5. 8. Oh. Okay. Right now, the Palkia is trading for 30 to 40 packs, and I really don't want to cough up that many. So if we can... Okay, we finally got a Magnezone. Stage 2 Pokemon with the ability Giga Magnet. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach any number of metal energy cards you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. If we were playing, for example, the Dialga deck, just attach a whole bunch of energy and then get the party started. But for a bunch of metal decks going forward, this could be a way to get a bunch of metal energy on the board. Though there are certain cards that are rotating out that are going to make this worse. In particular, Rare Candy going away could be absolutely devastating for it. Having to evolve twice. A Weird Year and another Braviary. Stop it. No. Last 7 packs. Just a couple more. Just a couple more bangers. Oh. Palkia, where'd you go? We pulled him at the beginning and then just disappeared. At the end of this, we'll do a wrap-up. We've got a couple other packs to open as well, and we'll do that before we take a break. And do how many Gutsy picks at? We have 4 of these. Awesome. And let's go. Cleavor and a Regirock? No. Oof. 4. Can we pull like one big car? Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Okay. Coming down to the wire here. It'd be not like I'll even settle for a Darkrai V-Star. We got another alternate art Beedrill. I guess. We're gonna need 4 of these. It probably won't be hard to trade for 2 regular Beedrills. I don't think this is it though. Yeah, we're ideally looking for something better than those Beedrills. Okay. Decidueye and a Glaceon. No. Okay, 2 packs. 2 packs. Can we make it happen? Oh, we got the... Oh, snap. We got ourselves a fancy Ice Rider V. And... it's another Sneasel. Okay. Trainer Gallery Ice Rider V, the gorgeous art with Peony on top of the mountain. Yeah, I'm excited to add that to my Ice Rider deck. And I think that means I've got an extra... Okay. Last one. Okay. Double banger. Let's go. We got the... Oh, snap. We have the full art Piers. Okay, we like those. And Cleavor V. I mean, you can only complain so much when it's a V. That said, Cleavor V, not necessarily the best. It's got 210 HP, cut for 40, and Axe Slash, 150 damage, and discard an energy from this Pokemon. And if you do, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. A little bit of a control element there. You're mostly playing Cleavor V for the V-Star, and the V-Star is not great, but we didn't get that. So, yeah, let's go see our pulls, right? This is the Astral Radiance wrap-up here, opening 115 packs, and we got... Oh, what are some of the big hits here? We did get one Lilligant, kind of hoping for a little more of those. We did get a 1/1 Heatran V and V Max. We did get Radiant Heatran, which is great. We also got 2 Palkia Vs. Not mad at that. Would have liked to have gotten 1 or 2 more, but that's okay. We did get Radiant Greninja, which is going to be a fantastic addition to a whole bunch of decks. We got Galarian Mr. Rhyme, Luxray, 1 Hisuian Typhlosion. We also got 1 Machamp. I'm surprised we didn't get more Machamps. I was kind of hoping to... I felt like this is going to be a budget deck we can build pretty easily. So, yeah, I'll have to look out for that going forward. We did get a couple Lucarios, so we can mix up the art. We did get the Halucha. Did get 2 Decidueye V. Not bad. A Cleavor. 2 Sneaslers. I kind of would have traded those for a couple other ones, but that's okay. We did get a 2/1 Darkrai, which is great. Got 1 Samurott, which is a start. And a Dialga V. Was kind of hoping for more of those. And we got, 1 Oranguru V, 2 Beedrills, 1 Weirdeer, the full art. We did get 1 Rainbow Palkia V as well. and a couple trainer gallery cards, including the Ice Rider, Calyrex V, Bronzong, and 2 Galarian Moltres. Love to see that. Love to see that. In terms of trainers, we got a whole, I think, did we get playsets for everything? We got all of the Canceling Cologne we need, all of the Choice, all of the Silines, all of the Dark Patches, all Energy Lotto, Feather Balls, Grants, Pickaxe, Heavy Ball, Jubilife, Kamado, Roxanne. I don't know if this is all of the trainers, but I think we've got all of it covered. Even the Wait and See Turbo, Zizu, Silene. Did we get all the Silines? I think we did. Yeah, we did. So I think we've got 4 ofs for every trainer, which is great. That's going to help us pimp out our existing decks. And then we got Full Art Silene, Gardenia, Zizu, a Rainbow Gardenia. We got some gold Yeezys, and then a Melanie and a Piers. I think that's a pretty solid haul. Solid haul.